Hey guys, it's Wemi here, and I'm finally here to do a little pregnancy update review. It's like I'm reviewing pregnancy. Pregnancy update video. That's what I'm trying to say. So as of today that I'm recording this video, I am 18 weeks pregnant. Ooh. My last recording I think was at 11 weeks. So I've kind of got a lot of catching up to do. So where do we start? Let's start with sickle cell stuff. Let's get that knocked right out of the way so then we can talk about the pregnancy specific things. So since my last video, my sickle cell has been kicking my butt, but I'm winning. I'm winning. I have been sick, I'm going to say, more during the last 7 weeks than I have been in the last, 2 years. So what does that mean? That means that I've had a lot more crises than I normally do. During the week of my birthday, for example, if you guys watch our vlogs, I had 2 crises within a week. And I was fine the following week, and then the week after that I had another 2. Like, it's just been not the greatest. And I found that my main triggers for my crises have now changed to wind seems to be a big thing. If there's, just a gust of cold wind, it tends to really get under my skin, literally. I think that's really been the main thing. So, the first time that I was sick was, just a cold day, excuse me, but it wasn't like, negative or anything like that. It was probably 15 degrees Celsius. So it wasn't like it was, something absolutely freezing cold. I was just literally getting from the car parked in the driveway, getting from the car to inside the house. A gust of wind hit me and I was just like, ooh, that didn't feel good. And then next thing you know, I'm sick, I'm taking morphine, and that was that. The one on my birthday, not really sure what it was that kind of hit me at that point, but it was also a colder period. So I think it's just the cold weather is getting to me more than it usually does, because usually cold weather, cold weather can trigger crises. But for me, my threshold has always been a little bit higher than that. That if I dress warm, I'll be good and not spend a lot of time outdoors. But in this case, it's literally spending time getting from a car to inside a house is just boom, crises. So that happened over my birthday, and I've had mainly joints. So mainly my arms, my legs. I had chest crises as well. And I think that's it. And I've just been taking morphine. I haven't had any hospital admissions yet, just because I don't like the hospital. And I'm I don't want them to just keep me hooked up to morphine. I'd rather not. So I try to do as much as I can at home and just soldier through that pain, really. So I've been treating my crises at home with morphine, sleep, water, rest, the whole deal. And it is what it is, I suppose. I saw my doctor last week, actually, and, kind of gave her an update on, hey, since last time I saw you, I've had a crap load of crises. And, and she was kind of is what it is, as long as we're able to somehow keep them under control, we're fine. She's if you notice that it's becoming a weekly occurrence, then we might have to look into, other options. But as of right now, I am doing my very best to keep it all under wraps, because honestly, guys, I hate taking morphine so much. I hated it when I wasn't pregnant, just because literally once I take morphine, I'm out for 24 hours. That's it, I'm out. And not I'm sleeping, but it's just it takes so much out of you that it's you can't really be productive for the next 24 hours. So I always hated taking it for that purpose. But now that I'm pregnant, I just the effect of the drug on the baby. I don't want to take drugs when I'm pregnant. I'd rather not. And then to know that I'm taking such a high level painkiller just kind of sucks. And usually, it's one thing I should say, usually I take Advil as my first point of first aid kind of thing. When I feel a crisis coming on, I'll take 2 Advils. And if it's a light crisis, that usually helps me kind of keep it at bay, and then I just maintain the Advil for a day or so, and I'll be fine. But then when you're pregnant, you're not allowed to take ibuprofen, which is what Advil is. So you can't take Advil, and that kind of keeps me at nothing. I can take Tylenol or morphine. And the first time I got sick, I took Tylenol. That bad boy didn't do a darn thing. Which, like, I was just like, yeah, Tylenol has never worked for me as a pain reliever for sickle cell. Like, never. When I was, like, a child and I used to get sick and we used to use Tylenol, I would always go to the hospital because it would never work for me until the doctor told me to try Advil. She's like, yeah, Advil's much better for this purpose. And then Advil has been my lifesaver since then. But anyways, here we are, can't take Advil, so morphine it is, and whatever, and my baby is still hanging in there strong, and that's really what matters at the end of the day. So moving on from the sickle cell, so I think that's all that I've experienced sickle cell wise in terms of crises and pain and all of that. And I try to be more aware, like just being pregnant, you need a higher level of water intake. So I try to remember that, as well as, add in the sickle cell. So it's like being pregnant, I think they say 60 ounces of water when you're pregnant. I think that's what it is. So it's like I try to do like double that a day, because then I'm like, all right, then I'm all covered, in both areas, and hopefully that keeps me good. Okay, so moving off sickle cell, because that's what all my pregnancy is about. Talking about the baby itself. We had our 12-week ultrasound and all of that. Oh, wow, 6 weeks ago. And it went well. Our baby was being a little bit stubborn and refused to cooperate with the technician. Because that's the point where they do the neck measurements and stuff. So they were trying to get that, and the baby just was like, I don't want to do a profile shot today. I don't feel like turning. I'm just going to chill here. And that's what the baby did. So the technician had me run around the building, had me go to the bathroom, had me go on my hands and knees on the bed, had me lay on my belly for a little while. He was just like knocking on my belly. Baby was just like, leave me alone, I'm chilling, I'm not moving. So he couldn't really get much. I was able to get the baby literally at one of the things, I think it was when I was laying on my belly. As I turned around, he kind of started and baby was moving. So he was trying to get a little bit there, and then the baby just moved right back to the position that it was in before. So he got a little bit then, and that's kind of what we got. So that's all I've had in terms of ultrasounds. We have our anatomy scan coming up in about 2 weeks. In about 2 weeks, when we find out the gender of the baby. I'm so excited. So that'll be a great ultrasound. I'm excited for that, hopefully. I've had, just the usual routine blood work, and yeah, honestly, seeing a high-risk OB, I obviously haven't been to a regular OB for pregnancy before, so I don't know the main differences between the two. But from what I've heard, people that do go to regular OBs, the difference is just that they monitor you more closely. So for me, when I hit 20 weeks, I'll be seeing my OB, I think every 2 weeks from that point on until I am, I don't know, I think it's around 30 weeks, and I started seeing them every week or something like that. So I will be seeing them more often, and doing the urine test and all of that stuff. What else can I say about pregnancy so far? I've started feeling the baby move, and that's not move, but kick, and that's been super exciting. I haven't felt the big boom 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 was going on. I felt the little trickles, and that's been really 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 sweet. I've really enjoyed that. Yeah, that makes me happy. Every time I'm like, oh, baby's moving, baby's awake. But right now I can't induce movement or anything. I can't be like, hey kid, go this way. We're not really communicating like that yet. But as of this week, baby can now hear all outside sounds. So right now, homie's listening to me. I'm just saying. So I better not say anything bad. So that's been in terms of movements, covered that. Sleeping. My back has been just depends on the day. It depends on the day. I sleep now daily with a snuggle pillow. The little C's or whatever, the pregnancy pillows. I sleep with that every night now. And it has helped a lot with just my back. But every now and then, my back hurts when I wake up, and it hurts all day. And that part is not as much fun. But that's alright. And sleeping through the night has been alright whenever my back doesn't hurt. And last week, for about 3 days, the baby was like just camping out on my bladder. Like I was peeing every like hour and a half. It was ridiculous. We've been good today. We've been good. We were good yesterday. But yeah, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, baby was just like, I'm gonna camp out on your bladder, Mom. That's what I feel like doing. And that's what it did. So that's a sign of things to come. I am not a fan of the bladder situations because I hate public bathrooms. I absolutely detest public bathrooms. So when you're peeing every hour and a half or every 2 hours, it's like you can't avoid not using a public bathroom. It's just like if you're at work, you're gonna use the bathroom. If you go, you know what I mean, like just being outside, I'm gonna have to use the bathrooms, and I really don't want to do that. You know, I really don't. Maybe I'll just stay home for the rest of my pregnancy, or go to people's houses that I like, and then I know I'm always covered. Who knows? I can't really do that. Wish I could. So that's the part I'm not looking forward to, is the public bathroom usage increase. Not fun. What else can I share that I haven't already covered? I don't think there's anything. Oh, my appetite. My appetite has been normal, to be honest. Like, I'd even say sometimes it's been less than normal, like just not eating, which is unfortunately a problem for me because at my last doctor's appointment, I was informed, which I already knew because I check my weight every 2 to 3 days, and I'm not gaining weight. Like, barely made a difference. I'm pretty sure, you know, whatever, I'll tell you guys how much I weigh. When we got pregnant, I was 135, I believe. Yeah, and right now I weigh 138. So where are they doing that at? 3 pounds in 4.5 months. Like, honestly. And like, as I said, I have days where I don't have much of an appetite, but I still eat. I still force myself to eat because I'm like, I need to eat for the baby. So I'm still eating, but my body's just not retaining the weight. And I know I shouldn't complain. You know, some people have problems with gaining too much weight. But yeah, right now my problem is I'm underweight in terms of what I should be gaining for the pregnancy. And yeah, I don't know, I'm trying to now consciously eat even more food, and hopefully, like, you know, eat more proteins and stuff like that. That'll help me pack on some weight, some healthy weight anyways. But I don't know where that's going to take me. I really don't. And speaking of weight, it's crazy because, yeah, like my belly is obviously, you know, gotten a little bigger, which is expected. And my breasts have gotten bigger, which is also expected. I did my first, like, bra fit-in yesterday because I went to buy a bra first week of November because my bras weren't fitting me anymore. Went to buy a bra, but I was just honestly too tired. I had too many layers on. And I was like, I don't feel like changing, so I'm just gonna grab the next size up from what I currently wear. And that used to be, man, I'm sharing everything with you guys. I used to wear a 32 double D. So I was like, all right, I'll go up to like a 34. Just assuming my waistline increased. I don't know why I assume my waistband increased, but whatever. Or band. You guys get my point. I think it's called waistband. But anyways, I assumed that increased, so I bought that, put it on. Yeah, no, it was still just as tight. So I was like, all right. So yesterday we went to the mall, and again, didn't feel like taking my clothes off. I was like, why do I do this to myself? Why do I go bra shopping when I don't want to take my clothes off? So the girl was like, okay, all you have to do is take off, like, you know, your thick layers, and I'll make it work. So I was like, all right, cool. So she measured, and then she got me up to, I think, a 34 triple D or something like that. So that's where we're at right now, and who knows where we're gonna get by the end of this pregnancy. But it's all good. It's all good. If that's what my body needs to do, that's what my body needs to do. But the crazy thing is, like, with all those increases, I've only gained 3 pounds, which doesn't make sense. What that tells me is, like, I've lost weight everywhere else. My arms, legs, thighs, like, I'm losing weight there, just evening it out, I guess. But I don't know. If you guys have any great suggestions out there on how I can put on weight, that would be awesome. As Dave says, like, you know, it's mainly for the baby, so the baby can grow well. And he's like, well, if the baby's growing fine, then who cares? Which is, like, you know, a fair point. However, my second point, though, is I know that gaining the appropriate amount of weight helps with breastfeeding when the baby's here. and I would like to attempt to breastfeed. So I feel like I gotta get a leg up on that now and start gaining some weight. And hopefully that, happens soon. But other than that, I think that's about all I have to share in terms of pregnancy updates, things that have been happening with my body, and blah blah blah. I've started to wear maternity sweaters and stuff just because it just fits so much better. I'm not gonna lie. I bought my first pair of like maternity pants the other day. I haven't put them on yet because I'm just scared to. And why am I scared to, you say? This is gonna sound shallow, but I've always looked at maternity pants in that band. You guys know the band for maternity pants. And just been like, that's ugly. I don't ever want to wear that. Gross. And I'm starting to, come to acceptance that it's a part of life. When you're pregnant, you need pants that fit. So I might have to, put those pants on someday. As of right now, I'm still working around with my belly band, so I still wear my normal pants, and I throw my belly band over it to keep my pants up. But the problem with that is, like, when I'm wearing something nice, like a nice top, you can see, like, my pant buttons and all the, like, ruffles from different layers. So it doesn't look smooth, which is what I guess the maternity pants do, is they give you that smooth line versus all the, like, ruffled up lines that I have from wearing a belly band and pants that aren't buttoned up and blah, blah, blah. So, it is what it is, I guess. Regarding clothes, winter coat. I haven't bought a maternity winter coat yet because I heard through the grapevine that it's supposed to be a much warmer winter this year. So I'm hoping that I can not only use my regular winter coat as long as possible, but if need be, if need be, I can buy just a lighter coat that's not going to cost me as much because we're going to have a warmer winter. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to play by ear and just see what the season brings. Other than that, I think I'm all covered. I'll give you guys a quick belly shot, and then hopefully I'll talk to you guys after our 20-week appointment. Well, you guys will know the gender, and I'll have hopefully a lot more to share from just, the ultrasound and all of that good stuff. Ooh, one more thing. My belly button. Let's talk about that situation. So, you guys obviously didn't know this ahead of time because why would I talk about my belly button? There was no need to talk about my belly button. But I had a very deep innie belly button all my life. So because of that, I always thought to myself, when I'm pregnant, I won't have a problem because I'm so far, my belly button is so deep that, by the time it gets up front, I'll be good. Like, it's never going to really poke out, Yeah, I was misinformed. Grossly misinformed. My belly button, like, pokes out now. 4.5 months pregnant. My belly button's already like, hey guys, I'm here, what's up? And, yeah, it is what it is. It has changed drastically from what I knew my belly button to look like. And I am learning to embrace that and welcome it in all its different shapes and sizes as it changes over time. It is literally changes like every week. Like, I'll feel it like, well, that feels different today. That's a new position. That's flipped the wrong way. Like, just doing its own darn thing. So I'll show you guys all that good stuff. Please don't judge my belly button. I'm learning to be comfortable and confident with it, okay? So give me some grace with that. But on that note, I'm going to wrap up my super long video. I said these would be shorter because I do them more frequently, but honestly, guys, because I was so sick over the last couple of weeks, I have not been able to record. I haven't felt good enough to sit in front of the camera and talk to you guys and, like, really level with you. I have not felt, whenever I'd be like, you know what, I'm going to record today, then I'd get sick. And I'd be like, well, there goes the next 3 days. Like, it always happened like that. Like, I would literally be like, all right, I have energy, let's do this today. And then I'll be sick or just too tired, or like, something would come up. But today I finally did it. So, yeah! Alright, let's show you guys my belly now. We'll see you guys in our next video. Thanks, bye. So there we have the belly in all its glory, 18 weeks. Not bad, right? Let me walk a little bit forward for you guys. Not bad, not bad. See my belt button? It's like, hey, I'm here to stay. And there's the front. I've started getting the linea nigra lines, is that what they're called? I've always kind of had a very faint one, but now it's starting to darken a little bit more. And there we have my belly in all its glory. And through a shirt, you can As I said, you can see my belly button through shirts now. And I'm wearing 2 shirts. Like I have this on and I have a cami on. And my bell button is just like, what up? There we go.